All right, hello, and welcome back to Afternoon Drive here on Joppa Radio. My name is Drew Moholland. Hope you're all having a good Thursday. Can you believe it's Thursday already? Week is flying by, right? That is a good thing. And the weekend's almost here. And it is beautiful out. That was nice after a little rain on the last time we got together. We have, I guess I should probably do some program notes too, because we should get that out of the way real quickly. 1 week from today we'll be off as the 4th is here. We will be here next Tuesday, though. So next Tuesday, final show before the 4th of July, all that good stuff. And don't forget, you can get these shows on ncmhub.org. That is ncmhub.org. You can go to the SoundCloud up at the top, the little cloud button, or the YouTube icon and do the whole watching show and all that good stuff. Again, my name is Drew Moholland. This Afternoon Drive, Lexi Foley in the house. Tyler Neufeld, I think, is here somewhere doing something. And Sarah Hayden, birthday girl, Sarah Hayden, the boss, also in the house as well. So very excited about that. A lot going on in the world. A bunch of all like the big names in Boston are out of town. Governor Baker's in London. Actually, with the Red Sox are too. Red Sox are off to London now to play the Yankees over the weekend for a 2-game set there as they try to expand the game of baseball across the pond. And what else? And, we were actually at Fenway yesterday. I went over with my couple cousins and my wife and took in that ball game yesterday. The Red Sox bullpen, not in good shape right now. That was a very angry place when the Red Sox blew that game yesterday. But packed crowd, let me tell you, for a Wednesday afternoon? That was a Wednesday afternoon, and it's amazing when the kids get out of school. They should play more day games during the summer, I think. A good chance for kids to actually go to a baseball game. I was noticing that yesterday. You could tell in the crowd how many kids there were. It's like different sound of cheering, too, when all the kids are in the crowd. But it was packed, so I don't know. Maybe that makes it more of an incentive to do day games during the summer when, it's a sellout and theoretically you're not leaving too much money on the table if you're the Red Sox, but I'm sure they make their money in there, right? Maybe beer sales are down a little bit, but I don't know. I thought it was cool to have all the kids at the ballpark yesterday. It's one thing that stood out at me yesterday. So Red Sox and Yankees, though, over the weekend in London should be interesting. We'll see if the Red Sox make the move soon here with that bullpen because it has not been a good bullpen. A lot of sports news, actually. I was just reading the paper here from the morning as I came in. I guess the Celtics are now front runners to get Kemba Walker, which would be interesting. Former UConn guy. I remember bumping into him. I went down to a Big East tournament once in New York City because I'm a Providence fan, and Kemba was kind of sitting next to us waiting for his game was the next one. I was kind of watching the end of the first game, and he seemed like a good guy. He was kind of talking with the fans a little bit and mixing it up. So I don't know. I think he might be a good fit for Boston. I would love to root for that guy. So it'd be interesting to see what happens there in the free agent front. I don't know what your plans are for the 4th, whether you're getting away. Lakes region, a lot of people around here go up north for, grilling and lake and boating and all that stuff. Maybe you're a Cape person. It's kind of like two people in the world, right? Cape people or people that go north. I tend to go north. I got a house in Maine with the family, so we'll be doing that on the 4th, bringing the dogs up there, letting them run around and all that good stuff. Maybe play a little golf. That is our 4th plans. And of course, I'll see one more show before the 4th, so we'll get one more holiday goodbye come Tuesday. But what else is going on in the world here? Marty Walsh was in Hawaii. Some climate stuff. Oh, the first debate was last night. Elizabeth Warren had a good night. Senator Elizabeth Warren, not surprisingly, she would kind of stole the show. She was like the big name in last night's debate of 10. The field is so big on the Democratic side that they have 2 debates, one last night and one tonight. So tonight's the night with like Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden and kind of the front runners. But Elizabeth Warren was kind of the one big name that was in that field last night, and she had really got her base all stirred up. Everybody was feeling pretty good about Elizabeth Warren last night, so maybe it wasn't the worst thing in the world that she got kind of left out of the debate with the big names. She was really able to shine last night. So Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren, interesting stuff. So it's still a little bit early. We're talking 2020 here, but never too early when you get 20 candidates vying to try to take the White House. So that's that on the political front. Why don't I get out of the way? I'll introduce my guest here in just a moment. Again, we got Lexi Foley, Tyler Neufeld, Sarah Hayden in the house. And I will bring, I'll take a break, come back, introduce the guest, and we'll get the show off and rolling. All right. My name is Drew Moholland. It's Afternoon Drive on Joppa Radio. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Joppa, Joppa Afternoons. That's at Joppa Afternoons. Be right back. Keep it here. All right, welcome back to Afternoon Drive on Joppa Radio. My name is Drew Moholland. Thanks for joining us on I almost said Tuesday. It's Thursday already. Very exciting. Thursday afternoon in Newburyport. My guest today, very excited about this, Annmarie Noe, a rising senior at Newburyport, which I just learned this term. How are you, Annmarie?
I'm good. How are you?
You're officially a senior, right? When it's already summertime, you're going to be a senior. That's what rising senior means. I've just learned. This is good. I never used to say that expression. Lexi was laughing at me. But how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. How's life?
It's good.
Very busy. I saw you in the newspaper. Tell me what award you won.
Yeah, I won my Girl Scout Gold Award.
Okay, so what did you do? What did it have to do with? Why did you win this thing? What is this all about? Give me some details.
So the Girl Scout Gold Award's like the equivalent of the Boy Scout Eagle Award. So basically what it is it's a sustaining project in your community.
Yep.
So for my project, I picked the teen vaping epidemic.
That's a real thing, isn't it?
Yeah, many people didn't realize it. That's kind of why I was so prompted to use it as my topic. So what I did first was I educated my school.
Yep.
So I worked with my health teacher, Miss Heath, and we created a curriculum to be like implemented in the health program. So it was like a pre-test, a movie, a discussion, and a post-test.
Cool.
Then after that, I kind of wanted to expand like outside of the high school community. So I worked with Don Holiday for an online social media campaign.
Mm.
Yeah, very exciting.
Very nice. Well, that's intense. I had your principal on here. Andy
Wolf?
Andy Wolf, yes.
Love that guy.
Okay, there you go. It would have been weird if you said the opposite. Can't stand that guy. No, and that actually came up casually in our conversation. Like the biggest thing that has changed since like I went to high school, which was like 15 years ago. That's like he said that's got to be the biggest thing is the vaping. He's like it's so easy to do, and it's so widespread that it's just a whole weird thing for teachers to battle. And I was like I couldn't get my head around it, but he was like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of people just aren't educated on it. Like, I'd ask my parents, like, oh, do you know how much nicotine's in a pod? And they didn't even know what a pod was. They thought, like, a Juul was a computer UBS drive. And I was like, oh, no, Mom.
Do they know what rising senior is?
My mom did know what that was, but she didn't know what a Juul was.
That's funny. Lynn on the north shore of north of here. Lynn, not north of here, south of here. Lynn. Everybody knows Lynn. They've decided to ban all sales of that in the city there, which is creating convenience store owners are all upset about it. But it's kind of a big step for a city around here. I was just reading that in the paper overnight. Kind of interesting, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of litigation going on. There's some in San Francisco right now. They're actually thinking about banning all flavors of Juuls because the flavors kind of market it towards children.
Yep.
And I was actually in Boston yesterday, and the guy at the convenience store was like, oh, no, we can only sell 3 flavors. Virginia tobacco, like mint, and then just regular menthol. Because when the Juul company was like, oh, fruit punch and all mango, it's advertising it towards children.
Yeah, I know that is what they say. And a lot of how widespread would you say it is in the high school corridors? Does it really seem some days like everybody has one?
Yeah, it does. And it's funny, when the news was giving all the statistics, 1 in 5 teens vape. I'm like, haha, no.
Really?
4 in 5 teens vape.
Do you really think it feels more like that?
I know my first year at high school, freshman year, you walked in and everyone had a Juul, everyone was vaping. And it just felt like there was such a minority of kids who didn't try it and didn't do it. That's kind of why I felt so, in, a separate group because I didn't vape. So yeah, I think it's very popular.
And actually, let me play the out of the loop guy here for a second. So what exactly is the Juul part of it again?
A Juul is a type of e-cigarette. It's a small, skinny, black UBS drive.
Okay.
And a pod's refillable.
The pod's what you put in it?
Yeah,
okay.
It has the nicotine
in it. So the
in
pods are what they sell the flavors in.
Yeah.
You can get a different flavored pod.
Yeah, and the pods have rips, which is the nicotine that you inhale and then exhale.
Gotcha. Okay. Is Lexi laughing at me behind me?
A little. She's smiling a bit.
Oh, that's funny. My cousin, who I went to the Red Sox, was in Boston as well yesterday, and he is in high school. And my cousin was telling me that he's in Wilmington, and he was saying the teachers are actually kind of sneaking into the boys' room to try to catch people, literally busting in and just see if they can catch people.
We have one sub at Newburyport who like walked into our like gender neutral bathroom and he's like, "Hey, does anyone have any rips?" Like trying to play cool.
And undercover?
But like catch those kids who have their jewels with them.
Wow. That's a whole nother level of
commitment.
Yeah, my goodness. But so that stuff really is going on. That's incredible. So, because we used to have like the people that would like leave the premises and go like stand on the corner like across the street from the school and like smoke. They were like the smokers corner. And so now this is like a whole different kind of ball game. This is just you can go take a puff in between classes, right?
Yeah, it's so easy to hide and it only takes a few seconds to like.
That's the real thing, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't take a long time. It's
Not at all.
You can't really get caught if well, I'm sure people do get caught, but yeah, you have to be pretty lazy to get caught, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Lexi, you're not vaping, are you?
No, never.
Never? Okay, that's good. So this is the good people studio here today. So what was the biggest surprise you came on your research when looking at all this? That was how many people were uninformed, or was it how dangerous it actually is, or what was the deal, would you say?
For me, I started my project before it was named like a national epidemic. And I was surprised it took so long, but then I kind of realized it's because like this older generation, the people who do pass our laws and do kind of like control children, didn't know anything. Yeah.
What? So when you got this, when did you learn you got this? So you're gonna get this award for all that work?
So I knew I was starting my project around like freshman year. So I didn't actually get it till like a few weeks ago because it took a long time and there's a lot of steps.
Wait, you started
involved.
this project freshman year?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
Talking
been a long
about commitment.
time. It's almost longer than the Boy Scout Eagle Award, but they do like a lot more badges than us. But yeah, it took a very long time.
How long have you been a Girl Scout for?
I've been a Girl Scout for 12 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to quit a few times, but it was so fun. I love my like troop leader Sue. I couldn't quit.
Okay, you stayed because of Sue?
Yeah, I love Sue.
Good leadership, Sue. What's Sue's last name?
Purcell.
Good job, Sue. Excellent. Wait a second. Was there another Purcell in the news? I was reading the paper of your thing, and like I think was it. Never mind. I'm going to get into another story. I thought she was in the news too. Maybe not. Maybe it was your article. Maybe that's why I'm confused. I don't think so, though. Somebody who had street signs. Did you see that article about the girl who was putting up street signs? Because there was like... Never mind. I'm going to go down a road where I start asking questions that nobody knows the answers to. But so when you got the award, so you get to go... I mean, I'm looking at this photo here. This is pretty cool. You actually got to go to the State House. Who's that with you there?
Oh, that's James Calcourse.
Who's okay? Yeah.
Our representative. I got.
Did he travel in with you?
No, so I work at the State House, so I've seen him there before.
Oh, you work there too?
Yeah, I'm a tour guide.
You're a tour guide at the State House?
Oh yeah.
That must be kind of cool.
It's yeah. Last year I met the president of Portugal, which was kind of a highlight, but it's definitely dull at moments.
Have you ever been to Portugal?
No.
Me neither. I almost went for my honeymoon.
And, that sounds fun.
It would have been. Yeah, we ended up doing Costa Rica, which was great too.
Yeah.
I want to go to Portugal though. Well, that's cool. So Calcourse was there. Who else is in that picture?
Yeah, my mom and dad are there.
That's your mom and dad. Okay. Not too many people get the State House photo with the award. That's very nice.
Yeah.
And you're 17?
Yes.
Okay. That's a lot to live up to. What are you gonna do in college?
I don't know. Wherever life takes me.
Have you looked at colleges yet?
Yeah.
Any ideas?
I really like Boston College and Holy Cross and Worcester.
Oh, those are top Catholic schools there.
Oh yes, I'm a Catholic schoolgirl, so.
Those are beautiful campuses. Yeah, are you making your deadlines?
I mean, yeah, I think so.
I'm making fun of Lexi. Lexi waited till the last minute on all this stuff.
Oh yeah, I started very early in my college process.
I get the impression you two are a little bit different in the organization. Yep, but she got in though. You get in your different ways. Well, that's exciting. What's the? We'll get back to this in a second. Do you like take time off now that it's summertime? Do you have to do you get to step away from your vaping projects?
No, I'm trying to see
or anti-vaping projects? How do you say it? Is it?
I just say vaping epidemic.
Vaping epidemic research? Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what else I can do with it. I'm thinking about going to James Calcourse and seeing if there's any other litigation we can try to get passed to stop this.
Yeah. What it was? You said Mayor Holliday did some work with you. Was she? I take it she was not one of those older people that was didn't know what they were talking about.
No, so I actually went to meet with her, and she was like, "Yeah, I kind of this is a problem, but I feel like it's different because I'm in the high school, so I'm experiencing it firsthand."
Yeah.
Because she wasn't, I was telling her about my project, and she was very eager to help.
Was she surprised?
I think she definitely was a little surprised, but she's also not clueless. She understood that it is a very large problem.
I can imagine, like, the people that you're talking to here, Kelcourse and the mayor, I mean, they're all 20 years older than me. I was out of the loop on this.
Yeah.
I'm not that much older. I'm all right. I'm older than you, but not that much older. Yeah. I'm in the middle of those two groups. I was way out of the loop on this. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Everybody was. I even have like a couple buddies that do it, but I never really like asked too many questions. I certainly didn't think it was a widespread high school thing.
Yeah, my sister's 28 and she didn't even know anything about it.
Okay, good. That makes me feel a lot better. I like your sister a lot already. So that, yeah, it's crazy to think about because we didn't really. I mean, are there like more? I would think there's more people taking hall breaks and bathroom breaks and busting out of class. Is that true?
Yeah, so when Mr. Wolf came in, he kind of had some new ideas.
Hallway ideas? Yeah, I heard some of those.
He made us carry around our like Clipper compasses, which are like our books. That didn't really go over too well.
Wait a second, give me that one again. So
he made us carry around our like agendas called our Clipper compasses, and you'd have to go to the teacher, say like, "Can you sign my book?" and then carry it around with you whenever you were in the hallways.
Like, so you have two hands on a book? That's the goal of that?
Like, it's just kind of gross bringing a book into the bathroom.
Yeah.
But we went back to the chalkboard as a group and came up with like.
So we don't love this idea. Let's go back to the chalkboard on this one.
He got a lot of lashback from that.
Yeah, I would think so. That is kind of strange. Yes, bring the book to the. But like, what's the point of carrying the book? I don't get like.
It's more of an accountability thing because before he came, it used to be like you can just sign out and leave, or you could just leave.
Oh, okay.
So like teachers would be like, "Oh, if there's ever an emergency, we don't know where these kids are."
Gotcha.
And that's kind of when like large groups of friends would meet up in the bathroom to go vape.
Oh, it's a group thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
Why vape alone?
That sounds like a T-shirt for the vapors. I should trademark that quickly. That would go against your work. Sorry, but wow, so people would go in as groups. Okay.
Yeah. So he was just kind of doing it as more like one person out of the classroom at a time so that we didn't have too many kids just standing in the bathrooms.
Interesting. Is that what else are like school issues as far like in that regard? Like, do people skip class? Like I was trying to think of like what was the big deal when we were there, and we used to get in trouble for like if we skipped a class, it was kind of like a big deal. That was like the renegade thing to do. And
yeah, we don't really have skipping classes anymore because they do attendance at the beginning of each class.
Yeah.
So, like, that's not really a problem. Vaping's kind of the problem.
Yeah, that is literally the problem during the school day.
Yeah, tardies are also a really big problem.
That hasn't changed. That was always the same. Getting to class on time.
Finding parking in, like, High Street when there's, like, every other Newburyport high school student, like, fighting for a parking space.
I've always wondered that because you guys don't have a big parking lot there.
No, we can't park in the parking because it's, like, teacher parking. So it's kind of like find a spot on the street.
It's all street parking, huh?
That's when you see your classmates' true colors.
Angry. Well, that's probably why there's tardies, too, right? People looking for parking. Does anybody ever walk in and just be like, there's nowhere to park? How am I supposed to get here on time?
I've said that multiple times.
Yeah, I thought so. Maybe. All right. Lexi, where do you park?
I parked on Toppins.
Oh, that's a different street?
It's like by the baseball field.
Is that a secret parking spot? Toppins?
No, it fills up very quickly.
Fills up very quickly. Okay. All right. Very good. So how many cars do you think? How many students are in the senior class?
We have about 150.
That's your junior class, or
yeah? Well, you said that we're seniors now.
I did. Yes, I have. Yes, I have steered you incorrectly here. I'm sorry. How many how many students were in your senior class, Lexi?
125-ish.
So yours is a little bigger. So hers is 125. The now senior class is going to be 150.
Yeah, just about.
All right. That's actually that's smaller than I thought for Newburyport.
Yeah, a lot of kids like go to private schools, and like Newburyport's just a small town in general.
Yeah, a small town, but it's a city. It's the weirdest thing. It's like it's strange. Like I don't know. Newburyport has like quirks like that. Like I was the town of Danvers. I think we had 300.
I bet we're like one of the smallest cities in Massachusetts.
Yeah, I would think so. It's cool though. What are you doing for the summer, by the way?
Working at the State House.
Still working through?
Yeah.
All the way? How long have you been at the State House for?
This is my second year.
And how'd you get this gig?
My cousin had an internship there, and we decided to do a tour, and the tour guide was really nice. So I was like, how'd you get this gig? And she told me all about it.
And then you went for it?
Yeah, it was a long application process.
I was going to say, I bet that's tricky to get into the State House. What did you have to do?
I had to, do kind of a phone-ish interview, and then they were like, okay, we'll send you an application.
What did they ask you? Phone interviews are unique.
Yeah, it was more like just make sure that you're kind of like a decent kid and that you get there on time, do your work efficiently. And then you had to do an orientation, a test, oral exam, like write a
Really?
script. It was like laborious.
Like history test?
but-
They did like testing on that stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
like
bet.
my test was like, so who sculpted the like George Washington? Like, yeah, it was
Really?
very intense.
How did you have like an idea of what questions were coming your way? Because that would be like I would be like, wait, what?
No, there was like random questions. So in Massachusetts, we had a group of like third graders pass like the ladybug as our state bug, and because they use their right to petition.
Yeah.
So we have this whole story about it, and that was one of the questions, and I was completely blanking. So I was like, oh yikes! Like I totally forget all of this.
Oh man, I do remember. I forgot about that ladybug thing. That was like what, 5 years ago?
I think yeah.
But I remember
Yeah.
that as a news story. That's funny. Weird deja vu. So what's it? I bet you get to. Well, you mentioned you met the president of Portugal. That's pretty cool. But you probably get to see like a lot of the big players on Beacon Hill just coming in and out, which is probably kind of interesting, right?
Yeah, I rode the elevator with Charlie Baker. That was the highlight of my summer last year.
Oh yeah, he's a good guy. When did you see him? Last summer you said.
Yeah, last
Yeah.
summer I saw him.
Was that the last time you saw him? Hopefully you're seeing him more.
No,
What's he doing? Is he not going to work?
No, he's there. I think he's in England about now.
He is. He's in London right now.
I haven't seen him in a few weeks.
He's going to the. I actually talked with his press man today, and he's a very busy man over there. I think he's going to end up going to a Red Sox game or two in London. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're in London. That's not why he's there though. He's doing a bunch of other stuff too. Maybe he parlayed it with the Red Sox game because he's a big sports fan, but and a big Bruce Springsteen fan. Did you know that, Lexi?
No.
No, of course you didn't. I met him at a Bruce Springsteen show one night.
Oh, cool.
Yes, he's a very nice man from Swampscott, Massachusetts. But so that's good. So you see him a lot. Who else do you see over there?
I just see.
Presidents and governors.
Actually, we haven't had a Massachusetts president come through the front door since 1912, so it's been a while. But like for the United States.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I didn't know. I was like, wait, what? I think
Yeah.
like a. Okay, so wait. All right. So president of Portugal's year number one. You think?
Yeah.
What was it? Who's the president of Portugal?
I forget his name. I just
Yeah.
remember like seeing the red carpet and like I was totally pushed in the back because all the camera people are in the front and I was like peeking my head through like, oh my god, this is so cool.
It is something you just don't get to see that at the normal work office. How about like Speaker DeLeo? You see him?
Yeah, I saw him when he was leaving session a few days ago.
Do you ever take in some of these big anticipated issues that go in front of the State House?
I've done a few. Last year during the National Grid strike,
Yeah.
I was walking
Oh,
out.
that must have been an interesting one.
I was walking out and I'm like, oh my god, what's happening? They
With
like
all the
had
protests?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was absolutely petrified because there were so many people and like
Yeah,
there
that was a big one.
it was just a very like hostile environment. So I like turned around and skirted in the absolute direction.
They don't put that on
but-
you. Go send the tour guide out there. She'll go calm everybody down. Do you have to give tours during that stuff?
Well, it was after hours, but yeah, we do. Like we'll have like people will be like, so what's going on today? And we'll be like, oh yeah. like,
Over
there's a
here, we have the
protest."
massive protest of thousands of angry people.
Yeah.
We're gonna stay away from them and go upstairs. That's cool. What do you do during the tour? What's your where do you take people?
We do like kind of the main artistic spots of the State House. So it starts off in like the original part, which is the Bullfinch front, which is done by Charles Bullfinch, and then we move on to the addition, like Nurses Hall,
Yep.
Great Hall, the Memorial Room. So yeah.
So you have probably a better feel for like you're probably picking up on even more stuff every day as you go, but a better feel for like Massachusetts history than most
Yeah.
kids your age.
I learn something new every day.
Oh yeah. What'd you learn today?
Today I learned
I
that
knew you'd have an answer. Good for you.
today I learned that the statue of John Adams in Doric Hall,
Yeah.
he was the first person to respond to Lincoln's call to arms because him and Lincoln were really good buddies. So he created the Massachusetts 54th, which was the first all African American volunteer regiment in the Civil War.
Wow. Very impressive. Of course, Lexi, right? Yeah, I mean, who doesn't know that? Crazy. Well, that sounds like an awesome gig. How long are you going to do this? Right through the summer? Are you extending into the school year or what?
I try to get in as much as I can. I go in during like school vacations, but it's
Yeah.
hard with like everything else going on.
So did you think this helped you get the award? You were like at the State House and you're like, hey, by the way, look at me. My vaping project is awesome.
No, actually, I was in the State House last year, and they were like passing all this like public health litigation,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of love public health. It's just a passion of mine.
Yep.
So I was like, oh my god, like this is perfect. Like this
Yeah.
is what I'm into.
Yeah, and then they didn't pay attention to you last year.
No, like tour guides are like the absolute bottom of the chain.
Oh, come
like,
on.
Nobody cares about us. We're just kind
It's
of
not
there.
true. The tour people are very much interested. How many people are in a tour?
Oh, so it will like range. Sometimes I'll have like 2 people. One time last summer I had a group of like Taiwanese exchange students, so I
Yeah.
had 60 of them.
60.
We had like
Just you?
Yeah, there was 120 of them. So me and another girl split the group in half.
Wow.
And they didn't really speak like fluent English, so it was a struggle.
Jeez, they keep stopping you. What? Say again.
No, they just wanted selfies
Of the place or with you?
with me.
Oh wow, that's a
Yeah.
lot of selfies.
Oh yeah,
My
They had,
wife
like-
is texting me, by the way. It happened again, Lexi.
Every week.
Crazy. Every week she texts me during the show. It's like she doesn't even know where I am. Sorry, interrupt. 60 selfies. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Now's a good time. Can we take a picture of you for Twitter actually as we're talking pictures?
Okay.
There you go. It's a good one. We usually don't do that while the show's going on, but I kind of like it. It's a good addition to the show. So I don't know, I guess we should get back to the vaping thing. I'm always very curious about the State House stuff, though. It's a cool place. There's always just so much going on there. Are you interested in like news? You're gonna be like a newsroom person?
I really like politics.
Yep.
Don't know if I could pursue it professionally, but definitely a hobby.
Yeah. Did you watch the debate last night?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I don't know. I'm just nervous for our country anyway we go.
You saw what the president tweeted, right?
Yeah, I did.
Boring. That's what you thought about it. Yeah, it seems like it's weird that they have to break it up with all these. It's just strange. 10 people last night, 10 people tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a huge field. Seth Moulton, our congressman here, didn't make the stage either.
Yeah.
Interesting. He's actually, what was his big thing? He didn't have a vaping thing, but he's big on the marijuana for veterans.
Maura Healey, our attorney general, is very
Yeah.
big on vaping.
She's big on vaping?
Yeah, she
In what way?
published. She published like a giant awareness article last summer.
Okay.
Because I think her
Like
father.
anti-vaping.
Anti-vaping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Because
She's not pro vape.
I don't think many people are pro vape. But
What is that side? What is the argument on that side?
Well, so this is my opinion. It's different if you're like actually addicted to cigarettes and you're doing it as like the way you're supposed to use it.
Yeah.
Adolescent like nicotine use, I'm
Yeah.
against, like as most people probably are.
That was kind of your focus too, right?
Yeah, adolescents.
Yeah.
I think if you're adults and you're like legal and you need it to like wean yourself off cigarettes, and like by all means,
Because that's
you
a real
should.
help, right? Like there are people who
Yeah.
have said that has changed their lives
Yeah.
and got me off the poisonous reels.
But like teenagers, if you're probably not addicted to cigarettes when you're 17 because
Yeah.
of like our cigarette laws. So you're just doing it as a recreation, which
Yeah.
like is just not how it's meant to be used.
Did you find in your research that it was a gateway?
First, most people say it's not. I think it is because like eventually when you get kind of tired of like your nicotine, you just kind of move on and slowly like go up the ladder.
Yeah. Is there like a boredom aspect to this? Like a lot of, especially for young people, like I could definitely see that. Like I know I don't smoke at all and my lungs are terrible, so I can't like actually smoke. It's embarrassing every time I've ever tried to smoke anything. I remember the first time like I tried a cigarette was probably in high school, and I like coughed terribly and I never smoked again. But like I remember trying it because we were just hanging around one day and and then I think we were bored. That's why I tried it.
Yeah, that's how it starts. Like
Yeah.
one person's like, "Hey, I'm kind of bored. Do you want to rip my jewel?" And you're like, "Okay, sure." And then
Yeah.
then you're addicted after
Yeah.
a few times.
It is. It's interesting how simple that stuff is sometimes. But so you think, so you actually do kind of see it as a possible gateway, at least for some people.
Yeah.
What about? I mean, I know it's not the same ballpark, but how do you feel? Since I just brought it up a second ago about the whole marijuana easing on the laws there, do you see any? Is there a vaping marijuana connection at all in any way, or kind of two different ballparks?
I think there kind of is a connection because once you kind of get bored of vaping and you're kind of like, okay, like this is fun, but I'm ready for the next thing.
Yeah.
Then I think the next logical steps like marijuana, like edibles, and like from
Yeah.
there, I think there definitely is a connection. I don't necessarily like have a solid stance on it because I think it's a situational thing, whether
Yeah.
you need it for a medical reason or like. just using it for
And I can
fun.
tell you like your thing. You've done the research on vaping. You haven't on marijuana, so that's a good kind of cautious answer out of you.
Yeah.
Which is good. How much people like? You're probably going to be really good in college because you do end up doing a lot of these big kind of grand scheme projects when you get there, no matter where you go, BC or whatever. But how much like painstaking details you have to go into when doing these projects, because these things aren't easy. You have to like cover your bases in every way.
Oh my
There's
God.
the reaction I was looking for. Yes.
So you're like first set up with a Girl Scout Gold Award advisor from your like troop, and I loved my advisor. Her name was Sue Coleman, and she really helped me a lot through my project. But because it's independent, you do a lot of it on your own.
Right.
So I'd have to call her every month and like let her know my updates and fill out so much paperwork. The paperwork was like so repetitive, and it probably was like the biggest chunk of my project was just
Yeah.
like getting in every single form. Then I had to do so many presentations in front of the Girl Scout board and like other groups that
Does that stuff bother you at all, the public speaking aspect of it? Or
No,
you seem
I'm-
very comfortable here, but
I'm like fine with public speaking and public presentations because I did them a lot throughout middle school. It was just all like the writing and like the paragraphs and essays and all that stuff.
yeah, how it is. It's funny. Sometimes you forget how you said you're 17, right?
Yeah.
So that's obviously you're very well spoken for a 17-year-old, and not every. I mean, most people end up being pretty comfortable when they get here because it's casual enough. But you can tell the people that are nervous, even just coming on a radio show, and you would strike me as older than 17. I wonder how do you get that whole how do you get so comfortable and being in front of others and cameras and all that stuff?
Girl Scouts definitely helped me a lot. We
That's
did-
what I thought you might
We
say.
did some
yeah.
public speaking, but also I went to Immaculate Conception for my middle school, and like the structure there is you stand up in front of the class with your trifold and do a 7-minute oral presentation.
Wow.
That helped me so much.
Really?
Just kind of like all the practice and like all the times having to like write down my ideas and make sure it sounded good to everyone else. It helped like throughout high school and like my project, and it also helped me in Girl Scouts.
So you know that feeling. You remember that feeling of being nervous going in front of people, but you worked your way through it.
Yeah.
Do you have like mental notes that you take, or like mental like helpers that get you through these things, or?
Yeah, I just always tell myself to like slow down, because when you're talking to someone
Yeah.
else, like it might seem really slow to like really like fast to them, but it's slow to you.
Yes.
So like it's almost painfully slow how much you have to talk when you're doing an oral presentation.
Yeah.
But also just like make sure that you don't bore yourself.
Yeah. It's like the number one fear they say in the country is public speaking.
Oh.
In the world, I think there was a time when, like in the world, it was the number one fear for people was getting in front of big crowds and speaking.
Yeah, I don't really have that problem. I actually had to speak in front of like the Girl Scout like board of donors. I
Uh-huh.
was like selected out of all the Girl Scouts this year to like give this oral presentation. That I was a little nervous for, but once I got up there, I was fine.
Girl Scout pressure is an extra added kind of pressure, is it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's funny. Who's your favorite public speaker?
I really like former Secretary of State Andrew Card.
Wow, random. George Bush's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like heard him. I was at Girl State, which is a program
Yeah.
thrown on by the American Legion Auxiliary last week, and he came and spoke to us, and I was absolutely blown away. He's definitely moved up on my role model list.
Wow, right. I did not see. I would never have guessed that answer, but I'm sure it's a perfectly good answer. Very good. Lexi, favorite public speaker? Doesn't want to answer that one. Okay. You know who mine is? I think it's probably because I remember going back, and I took a public speaking class in college, so I always thought he was the best, so I always tried to learn from him. Martin Luther King.
Oh yeah, we analyzed him in history class a lot.
Yeah, I thought he was unbelievable. I mean, obviously you can't try to be Martin Luther King when you're
Yeah.
speaking. It's a little bit, but there's certain things you can take from him, just punching the right notes and everything, and he's pretty unbelievable. Barack Obama's a very good public speaker too.
Yeah.
All presidents are different when it comes to public speaking. He was more of a he was actually one of the best, President Obama. He's probably he might be the best president as far as public speaking goes, if you asked a public speaking expert on these things. But anyway, but yeah, it's crazy how many adults are just frightened by that stuff.
Yeah.
Even like in work environments, you talk to, I know like my wife has to do these. She's a teacher and has to do these presentations to parents of kids that come in, and she's like, even that, like groups of like 6, it's like, well, just parents' eyes looking back at you. It's kind of nerve wracking, Even she gets kind of nervous about those things. So I don't know. I guess it never really goes away.
Yeah.
And it's nice not to have that fear. I'll be good in college too, because you do a lot of that stuff in college. Again, we are joined here by Annmarie Noe, N-O-E, but pronounced Noe. I like right? N-O-E?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. She got this award here for her vaping research, anti-vaping research. What do we say the correct way of saying it is?
Teen Vaping Epidemic Project.
There you go. I knew there was more to it than that. And I got the gold. Was it the gold award at the State House? Got this great picture here of up there with. Who else is? Is there people in the crowd there?
No, it's me, James Kelcourse, my mom, and my dad.
There's nobody in that crowd.
No.
Oh, nobody went.
No, so
I know it's
downstairs.
a photo app. I'm just kidding with you. That's fantastic. Where is everybody? No, did you have you been in there for any cool debates or anything or?
Yeah, well, during the tour, sometimes we'll stop in and like go into the viewing gallery and watch, but that's part of the tour, so I'm always in there. See a lot of representatives just like hanging out.
Yeah. The any issues on the tours? Do you get any people who stray or give you a hard time?
Yeah.
Tour guides are not. They always have issues. It's so funny.
It's like always. There's some people who like try to like stray into people's offices, and I'm like, oh, this is like a working building. Like there's actual people like trying to do stuff. So like you have to stay with the tour.
You're not supposed to sit there.
Yeah. Or when people, like in the Senate chambers the other day, someone was trying to talk while they were in session. And like the rule is you have to be absolutely silent. Cause, like,
somebody in your group?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
They were trying, so they just redid it. And like, it's like acoustically perfect. So you can hear like a pin drop. And this like guy, I forget where he was from, he was like talking. And I was like, shh, like be quiet. Like they're talking.
That's funny. And they probably get angry at you if, whose tour is that?
Definitely. They're always like, oh, another tour guide.
So where do you go with this project for now? Do you is it like on the shelf for a little bit? Do you let it sit there and cool off for the summer? Or,
Well, I've kind of like finished it with a Girl Scout organization, but I'm kind of ready to see if I can do anything with it on my own. Maybe if I can like get some more legislation passed or.
Do you have to like try vaping yourself to like really immerse yourself in this project? Yeah.
I haven't tried
Has that been thrown at you?
I was like, one time I was really close to doing it.
Yeah.
I was like with my friends in the woods, which like, I don't know why we were in the woods.
You were bored.
And like, I was about ready to do it and I was like, I'm sorry, I can't. And like, I started crying. Like, I don't know.
What?
I was like absolutely like bawling. I was like, my mom's gonna be so disappointed in
Oh
me.
my goodness.
I know, I was really close. I didn't though.
Well, good for you. No peer pressure for you. It's fantastic. Started crying, literally crying?
Like absolutely crying. I like called my mom, my dad. I was like, you have to go pick me up because I couldn't drive back then. I was like, I'm like, and my friends were like, okay, like calm down, like you're fine.
You can still hang out with us. That is funny. Well, you're just too close to the project, I think, is what it is.
Yeah, I knew too much. I know like if I vape, I'll get popcorn lung. So what's the point?
What is popcorn lung?
It's when like. It's kind of like getting lung cancer from cigarettes. It's when your lungs can't fully expand and like retract the way they should because of all the damage from the smoke.
Ugh. Well, there
It's
you
a
go.
painful way to die.
Well, listen to that one, kids. Don't smoke. How like young could people start vaping? What's the youngest case you saw?
There's been many reports of middle schoolers, so like 8, 9, and 10-year-olds are starting to vape.
That's what I was wondering, because when it's widespread in the high schools, so many times it is sneaking its way into the middle schools too,
like,
right?
These poor little children aren't even having a childhood. Like, if you're like vaping when you're 8 years old.
Yeah, let's play catch instead. Wow, that's interesting. So, I bet it is. You would have to think it's probably in the middle schools pretty significantly if it's widespread in the high schools, right?
Yeah, that's what our student council is trying to work on. This coming fall, we're going to go down and give a presentation to the middle schoolers and tell them that they don't need to vape to be cool.
I was going to say, you should be speaking to everybody below you, I think. You should be in elementary schools, and they should be paying you. There you go, Mayor Holiday. Sorry.
Influential speaker.
Yes, influential speaker on the run here. Well, very cool. Let's again. This has been a very nice little catch up here with Annmarie Noe, winner of the Gold Award at the State House for her work on the Deliver the Line.
Teen Vaping Epidemic Project.
I'm writing it down. Teen Vaping Epidemic Project. TVEP. TVEP. That's what we're calling it now. Again, yes, Annmarie Noe. So, what are you doing for the summer? Anything cool? Going away?
Going on a few college tours.
Oh,
just
already
working.
ahead of the game, are we?
I think some of us.
When was your first college tour, Lexi?
A couple months ago.
Couple months ago.
Mine was freshman year.
Freshman year. Very good. Yes, well, I am actually more on Lexi's side on that one. I was pretty. I actually waited till the last minute to make a college decision too, which you might end up doing. You never know. I don't. I have a feeling no.
Hopefully not. I'm kind of a stress ball in those situations. I like to be very organized and know my next step.
What do you want in a college?
I want to go into public health. So I want like a good program, and it needs to be a Catholic school.
Really? It has to be Catholic school?
It has to be Catholic.
Interesting. Why is that?
I enjoyed my time in Immaculate Conception so much that religion just such a part of my family's life and my life that I kind of want to take it into higher education.
I understand. Well, that's cool. A lot of people do that. And so BC and Holy Cross, of course, are two very good options. Although I know, like, my school had a very, well, actually, I guess it wasn't a Catholic church. It was one of those big multi-denominational, is that what you call that?
Yeah.
Church. So anybody could go in. But I remember that. A lot of kids used to use that, too. But I wonder how big religion is on campuses these days.
Yeah.
So the younger generation, it's not like our parents' generation where
I think religion's kind of dying a bit.
Yeah. Well,
especially the Catholic religion.
Yeah, it's had some turbulent times, of course.
Yep.
But those schools are beautiful schools, though. BC is one of my favorite. I lived there in Brighton for like 5 years out of college.
Yeah.
And like right down the street from Chestnut Hill, and I guess I was technically on Chestnut Hill, but it was beautiful. I used to just run through that campus, and when I got a dog, the dog ran through that campus. And it's great spot to be.
My cousin's a part of the special needs program there.
Oh, nice.
So, like, we've always gone there because, like, she goes there and just walking around, growing up pretty much there, I was like, I want to come here.
Well, it's funny you say that because I wanted to go there, too. My buddy used to have season tickets to BC football. Mm-hmm. So we spent a lot of Saturdays there, and I was like, this place is the best place in the world.
Yeah.
And all through high school, like, every now and then we meet an older guy that graduated above us, and we go hang out with them, and we were like, well, this is a great scene.
Yeah.
But by the time BC became like the hardest place to get into by the time I was graduating. We had I remember I was not at the top of my class. I was a fine student, but I was definitely not at the top of my class. We had like the number 2 girl in our class, I remember, into everything, like student, not president, but one of the class officers.
Yeah.
Like volunteered for everything, like a much better person in high school than I was, just, great. And I remember she told me that she got waitlisted at BC and I was devastated.
Yeah.
I was like, if you're waitlisted, then I have no chance of getting into Boston College. It killed me. I don't even think I applied because of it. Actually, no, I did apply because my mother made me apply just because she's a mom. She's like, well, you have to.
Yeah.
That's where I was going to go. But I definitely didn't get in. It was crazy. They get so many out of state, I think, too. But obviously, you're very into everything as well. So I think you should definitely apply. But do you have family at BC?
Yeah, my cousin's in the special needs program there.
Besides her, sorry, I just mentioned her.
No, I have a few friends that go there, so we went there for a few days, and I was like, oh, I can really see myself here.
Yeah, there's a lot of like BC, like you'll have like 7 different family members. My dad went there, his dad went there, that sort of thing.
Yeah. But
I guess that happens at every school. But for some reason, BC feels like there's a lot of that. But there you go. Go check it out with your cousin. Maybe you'll end up at BC. You'll have to keep us posted. Any other summer plans besides college tours? What do you do for fun? What do you do for when you're not trying to save the world from vaping?
I really like my job at the State House. It sounds really boring, but I have so much fun doing it. It's like kind of the inner nerd in me, but
what do you do for low key? Go hang out at the State House.
Yeah, pretty much. I also like going to the beach.
There you go.
Best part of Newburyport.
Do the people vape on the beach?
Yes.
They do. Did they really?
Yeah.
Wow. People are vaping everywhere. I noticed it at Fenway. I went to the Red Sox game yesterday. People are vaping at Fenway.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are vaping at Fenway. Interesting. Not like a lot of older guys were vaping too. It's kind of weird to see like a guy with their kid like vaping.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, I guess that's why you're doing all your research. All right. So Newburyport was voted the best beach town in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Did you see that study? But there's not like that many beaches. It's more just like a water town.
It's like not really that many beaches, but all the beaches we do have are very clean and like. Because the townies take pride in that.
The townies take pride in that? Well, very good. So I guess it is a warranted title. I thought in Beach Town, you don't necessarily have to have big, widespread beaches. It's just, water and hangouts and everything that goes with it. So very good. Well, that was a pleasure. Annmarie Noe, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
This was great. I hope you had fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of a low-key thing, but I read your article in the newspaper. Very nice article in the Newburyport Daily News. Who did that? Amanda Getchell?
Yeah.
Nice job by Amanda Getchell. Give her props. and we put you on the radio and the TV here with it. That was very cool. Good luck with everything this summer. Good luck at the State House, and good luck in your college search. We'll see you next year, actually, because you got a whole nother year left.
Yeah.
While Lexi leaves us, so we'll catch up and follow up on this and do whatever else we do with this project. But we'll talk again. All right.
Yep.
Very good. Annmarie Noe here on Afternoon Drive. We'll be back to finish strong here in just a moment. My name is Drew Moholland. It's Afternoon Drive on Joppa Radio. Welcome back to Afternoon Drive on Joppa Radio. EJ Ouellette there, and then this is the Joyce Anderson and the Lonely Riders.
Nice.
Yes.
That's a very nice sounding
nice,
song.
yes.
And the one before that was EJ. That was awesome.
That was EJ,
yeah,
the one
it's
before.
good.
Sarah was jamming in here. She was playing the what do you call it, air drums and all that stuff.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm in control of this thing now. That's right. No, Tyler, you can go over there. I got this. I'm good. Where you want to stay behind the scenes?
Oh, he's
Oh, you got it. He went to the dentist. Is he in pain?
Yes.
Here, I won't touch anything, Tyler. Then you can do that.
yeah, only his ego.
His ego hurts. What did you
His
get?
ego's in pain. His wallet's
Oh.
in pain too. Oh, they don't cover that.
What did he have
Now
happen?
you know, health insurance is dental insurance is a big ripoff.
I agree. Yeah.
Because did you notice these are not part of your body for some reason?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why. Oof, I don't know why we don't have eyes, finger insurance, toe insurance, liver insurance,
Man.
you know, heart insurance.
Well, hopefully he's doing all right. Poor Tyler. Didn't realize how much pain you're in.
You don't need kidney insurance.
You know this.
I got extra.
You know what they say? Everybody's playing hurt this time of year, Tyler.
Playing what this time?
Don't worry about it. Jess Harrington in the middle. Alexi has moved over here. And the birthday girl, Sarah Hayden, tomorrow. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy
Sing it
birthday,
true.
dear Sarah. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, that was worth it.
There you go, wasn't it?
Yes, I
Yeah.
heard sort of singing.
It's kind of singing. If Tyler
It
had
was
his guitar,
singing,
we'd do more.
talking-ish.
Yeah, it's like the Bob Dylan version of Happy Birthday.
It was. Thank you. Oh Lord.
Very
have
exciting.
mercy.
Tomorrow's the big day.
Yes.
Crazy
The small
weekend.
day.
Start to a
No.
crazy weekend. Gonna be wild.
No.
No.
I'm picking up my son today.
Oh, how lovely.
Yes.
Coming
yeah.
just to see you.
No.
What?
No, coming to see me? No, hell no. He probably doesn't even realize it's my birthday tomorrow.
Oh, come on. It's
No,
ridiculous.
I'm serious. I will tell you next week. No, I'm pretty serious.
Really? You're gonna
Yeah.
test him on it?
No.
No.
Tyler, do you
No.
know?
Yeah, Tyler, you got his number. Let's get that.
No.
Let's get that to him.
No, I know. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's a son thing. They just don't remember their
I
ones.
can't. I have bigger
I'm
fish.
offended. Yes, you put all the sons in a small box.
Do you
here.
remember
I
every
know
birth?
people.
Do you remember every birthday?
No,
Okay, so
No.
you're in that box.
but I remember my mom's.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what's important.
Oh, look at these two back here. Oh, that's really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that was. Well, it is what it was. It happens.
Well, yeah, I don't know. He might remember.
I bet he will surprise you. Did
That's
did he
okay.
forget at one point? Is that in the back of your head?
No, maybe. I really don't know.
You just feel like there's a lot going on in his life right now.
Yeah, it's probably not at the top of his thing, but it's okay. It's not the most important thing. It can hurt sometimes a little bit, but honestly, there are bigger fish to fry, and as long as he's healthy and happy, and he is a kind person and does think about me on occasion, that's fine. But he's 23. I think later it would be more likely that he would be more interested in remembering. There'd be more, but he's trying to
I'm not sure he has any excuses. We're
Fly.
talking about it on the radio the day before. I think he better figure it out.
Well, he's flying in the sky right now, so he's free from hearing WJOPLP Newburyport.
Very good. All right, Jess and Lexi, fun little game here.
Uh-oh.
What is your favorite part about working for Sarah Hayden?
Oh, my word.
My favorite part about working for
Yes, and please
Sarah
answer incomplete
Hayden.
sentences.
I think that it's how much she gives us freedom to express ourselves creatively. I think that that's something that everyone who
Oh, that's very
works for Sarah could say the same.
Yeah, I like that as well. Lexi?
My favorite thing about Sarah is how caring she is. Like, you come to her with concerns, and she's definitely like, yep, I hear that.
Thank you. That's
Very
actually
true.
very nice. That is very nice.
Those are two very good answers. I knew I could trust you two to come through. Tyler, in your hurt teeth, would you like to write one down?
She let me. Do you you want me to say
No,
it? Or just
oh, well, since you can speak, I would like you to say it. Yes.
talk?
Well, I didn't know. I didn't want to put you on the spot if you're all in pain.
Half of his face is numb.
What's your answer? Would you like to say it?
Oh, she lets me go to the dentist appointments, which is very
That's nice. That's very sweet, Tyler. She lets you go to the dentist.
I think going to New York and playing his gigs is probably
That's-
more.
that's
Yeah, it's better than
I
the
know
dentist.
that's what
yeah.
he means.
Yeah, that's what he means.
Freedom to travel.
freedom to do.
No,
lots of
we have
things
a
at
great group of staff here. Awesome, great group of staff.
You really do.
It's really important. There's a lot to do. A lot to do. There's
Yeah.
more to do than. There's always more to do.
Yeah.
So and it's great to have people that are willing to just try something they haven't done. There's always new stuff. Things are changing. Things are breaking.
And there's a few more people than this, I guess, that are always in and out. But it really, it's a pretty small core that you have as far as for the amount of stuff that you get done with that core group of
Well,
people is.
Right now, we are so wonderfully blessed to have so many students. So
Yeah.
I feel really happy about that. And then I'll cry in August.
That's, yeah.
And then
that'll
when
happen.
Tyler leaves, if he leaves before August, oh, I don't know, that would be bad.
I was under the impression he could never leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, New York, it's a hell of a town. If anyone knows any jobs in New York,
Start spreading the news.
yeah, start spreading the news. Yeah.
Weekend. So besides the, do you have a dinner plan set up?
No, but my
I bet
son.
your son has one for you.
No,
Ah,
my husband doesn't like to go out because he has a disability with his hands, and it's really a pain in the neck for him. So, a gift is to not hassle him about that. So, Matthew and I might go out, like maybe to Brown Sugar by the Sea, and then we bring Andrew home something.
not that you're thinking anywhere specific, but
Yeah. No, Brown Sugar is nice, but I don't know. There's some other places in Newburyport, but Brown Sugar he likes that.
Okay. Well, there you go. Well, have fun. Happy birthday
Tyler's
to you.
mom works there.
Oh.
And my sister.
And his sister.
And his sister works
Wow.
there.
Whole family.
We like
there.
to share the money all in the same little circle.
Well, from me, happy birthday, Sarah.
Oh, thank
and thank you
you.
for everything.
You're welcome.
It's
It's
a
great.
crazy list of stuff. I agree. Those were perfect answers from these two over here.
It was very nice.
Yes, happy birthday. One last chance. Happy birthday to Sarah.
Happy birthday, Sarah.
Happy birthday, Sarah.
Tyler?
Thank
Happy-
you.
Yeah, from a
Happy
distance.
birthday.
It's a dentist. Happy birthday.
Yeah, they got me a cake yesterday. That
I
was
heard you got a cake.
I was trying to leave too, and
Yeah.
Tyler's like, "You can't leave." I go, excuse me,
All
I
right.
can leave."
Don't do anything I wouldn't do
didn't
this
leave.
weekend. Have fun. We'll see you next week, everybody.